You've spent years staring at a ledger of endless hustle, watching as mountain-sized workloads yield nothing more than basic survival. A mentor managing hundreds of millions views the stalemate as a symptom of a deeper conflict. He suggests that while you are using economic tools, you are actually trapped in a spiritual war you haven't been trained to see. To keep the working class in this state, the architects of the modern world provide a strict diet of pure logic, science, and data. It's a regimen designed to keep the mind occupied with visible facts, while the underlying power remains obscured. This relentless focus on hard work and individual grind acts as a pacifier. It narrows your vision to the immediate task, ensuring the larger levers of power remain invisible and unchallenged. This societal demand to worship data and labor in isolation is a deliberate architectural choice. It is a system built to produce a specific outcome. Hustle culture isolates individuals into a zero-sum game. When community nodes detach, individual energy drops. This engineered isolation prevents collective power from forming. An exhausted person focused solely on the next paycheck cannot challenge a unified elite. In this era, systemic exhaustion is the primary control mechanism. It effectively hides its true nature by masquerading as the pursuit of self-improvement. Centuries ago, the definition of wealth looked nothing like the isolated ledgers of today. Prosperity was a shared, communal experience. This abundance was anchored in specific spiritual rituals that bound people together, focusing collective intent to guarantee the harvest and the survival of the tribe. The shift began with the twin forces of colonialism and industrialization. These movements did more than seize physical land. They systematically severed the spiritual core of the people, replacing communal traditions with rigid industrial logic. To finalize this break, populations were moved from abundant communal lands into partitioned concrete cities. The goal was to break the shared spirit that once made them difficult to control. Modern urbanization achieved a quiet victory, trading ancestral spiritual connection for a lifetime of economic dependence. While the public was taught to prioritize data, the builders of the global monopolies took a different path. They never actually abandoned the old ways. This schematic reveals the hidden reality of modern power. The lower floors are a grade of sterile cubicles for the logic-driven workforce, but the penthouse is organized around an esoteric, communal layout for the elite. Behind those closed doors, the global elite utilize hidden spiritual frameworks to maintain their strategic control over markets and civilizations. Because these elites use collective intent and ritual to drive their physical outcomes, it becomes clear that every economic system is actually a spiritual system in disguise. Facts and data are the fuel, but the engine of every massive empire in human history has been powered by a spiritual framework. The working class continues to lose because they are fighting on a material level, while the elites are winning on a spiritual one. You find yourself in an environment that demands you worship the visible world of facts, even as those above you secretly weaponize the unseen. If you continue to let this environment dictate your spiritual grounding, it will dictate your economic and social chains for the rest of your life. To break that cycle, you must take active control of the spiritual environment you intend to inhabit. Real economic liberation begins only when you adopt the same hidden operating system that the elite have used for centuries. The mechanism for reclaiming this power is an organization known as the 30K Club. This group holds the ancient communal framework, now adapted to function within the complexities of the modern digital and financial era. Entry is restricted. More will only be revealed to those who demonstrate they are ready to move beyond the limitations of pure logic. For those builders who are eligible, the registry is now open at 30k.club. You can choose to remain an isolated unit struggling for survival, or you can step into the framework that has historically defined the winners of the global game.